Some brands like Zara are determined to shape that future. So Harvard Business School did a study of how they pull off their production process there at the headquarters in Spain. Company is Zara. They get clothes from the pages that they're working on to the sales floor in 2 to 3 weeks. Here's what they found there at Harvard. Teams are divided up in Zara between men's, women's, and children's clothing. 3 different groups that they work in there. And I love this tidbit here. Quote, unlike companies that sequester their design staffs, Zara's cadre of 200 designers sit right in the midst of the production process. Split among the 3 lines, these mostly 20-something designers, hired because of their enthusiasm and talent, no prima donna allowed here, they work next to the market specialist and procurement and production planners. They do not work in a silo. They really can't afford to. Here's how it works out. Through the year, they churn out 10,000 designs to the Zara stores and the Zara website, like 650 stores. And listen to this. Customers hit up the stores an average of 17 times a year in this fast fashion, meaning they don't have to advertise as much either. So how can the rest of the fashion world really keep up? Schools like FIT, that's called the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City, very famous school, they're setting the course. Their alumni include Calvin Klein, Nina Garcia from Project Runway, my favorite judge. Their students work years and years when they're being educated there to then put on their final shows like these. FIT students are super talented, clearly. Love those designs. And they know that fashion is moving faster than once a quarter showings today. How do they keep up and actually stay ahead of fast fashion on design and on the business end there at FIT? I talked with Professor Shawn Carter about what's happening right now and what's next. Students at FIT, do they specialize, or do, like, even design students, do they come through and take business classes so they understand the whole?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We give them what I call a holistic integrated curriculum. So they have to take liberal arts and humanities, business classes, as well as the design classes.
Okay.
And in the fashion business management program where I teach, we insist that they take classes involving higher critical thinking, such as classes with case study analysis, like the Harvard Business School case study method. And particularly for those who are going to prepare to go on the management side, whether it's in planning, analytics, or product development, even styling requires that you understand math, because you're responsible for figuring out the dollar budget for all those samples you borrow from designers.
FIT is one of the most famous preeminent fashion institutes on the entire globe.
Right.
We have seen the ground underneath the fashion industry shifting radically
Yes.
over the last few years with fast fashion. How is FIT keeping up?
FIT does curriculum review constantly, and we have industry board members, particularly in the fashion business management program, who are our consultants, so they can tell us what's current, particularly in terms of technology as it's changing. For example, fast fashion is fast because of the supply chain. You know, years ago, it would take 8 to 12 weeks to get a new item in a store. And that store could be a catalog, it could be online, or it could be a physical brick and mortar. Well, Zara is a $21 billion business, and they can get that item into their stores in 15 days.
Crazy.
So that's a major shift in supply chain, which is something that we had to prepare our students for in terms of, well, how do you analyze business? You don't look at 6 to 8 weeks of supply. Now you have to look at 2 to 3 weeks supply.
Do you find any students saying, you know, I don't want to have the turn and burn, I want to work in the house of Dior? Or are people really starting to accept this and say, this is our future?
You know, it's funny that you asked that, because I have helped many students in terms of internships and apprentice opportunities, you know, work for Christian Dior and Ralph Lauren and Louis Vuitton. But I said, guess who really generates the revenue? Walmart and Target and Alibaba and Amazon. That's selling to the masses. And the masses aren't buying haute couture. The masses are buying polyester. So we have to be realistic in what we're offering, and we can offer fashion at an affordable price. That's what makes it fashion. They're giving these consumers what they want because particularly millennials and Generation Z, they want it right now. They want it yesterday. They want delivery in 24 hours.
Yeah.
They want to click on Snapchat and see it for a second and then figure out how to have it ordered so they could get it that week. And I think it makes it exciting, but we also have to lower expectations sometimes because it can't always be produced that quickly.